Hey YouTube, John here. Today we're going to be checking out Rust. This game was created by Gary Newman, the same developer that created Gary's Mod. This game actually reminds me a lot of a mod for Gary's Mod called Stranded, where you had to mine resources and build your own base and protect your base and everything. There's a lot of aspects of that mod in this game. If you're not sure what that game is about, it's also a lot like DayZ and Minecraft combined, which is really cool too. But anyway, today we're going to be playing on a server created by one of my friends. He just started it. There's not too many people. He's actually looking for more people to join. So I will be leaving the link below for you guys to join that. It's this one right here. Currently it's kind of hard to find games since there are so many different servers. So I will leave the server IP in the description below for you guys. Now I did originally try to get this to work with the Oculus Rift. Unfortunately, whenever I did enable it for the Oculus Rift, I couldn't join any servers either manually or through the server browser. It wouldn't even show any servers up. So I guess it's detected as a hack and won't let you join servers, unfortunately. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to go ahead and join this server here. By the way, before we get started, this server is a modded server. It does have sleepers on, which if you don't know what that is, I will explain a little bit later. And half craft time, which is really cool because some of the things take a long ass time to craft. There's also a couple other mods like shareable doors so that you and your friends can actually share a door. You don't have to build separate doors for each other, which I like a lot because creating multiple doors is kind of a pain in the ass. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, first off I wanted to talk about what sleeper means. When you log out of the game, your body will actually lay down on the ground and stay there. So even when you're not playing, your character is still in the game. So if you log out in the middle of a field or just anywhere and somebody comes along and finds your body, they can kill you and take all of your stuff. Now I originally thought this was a bad idea or wasn't really cool. The more I play, I actually really enjoy it. It makes you mindful of where you actually log out so that you log out in a safe location within your house. And it also prevents people from logging out in the middle of a fight so they don't die. Which is really cool. It prevents a lot of noob activity. Since this is an extreme survival game, you really don't want people just logging out so you can't kill them. It's kind of lame. Now, when you do die, you will respawn in a random location in the world unless you place down a sleeping bag. Now, you can craft a sleeping bag, which is really easy to do. You can also pick up your sleeping bag and replace it where you want to. I'm just going to go ahead and replace my sleeping bag here to show that. Oh wow, it just duped my sleeping bag. Huh. Okay, anyway. That's a little bug. Now, if I didn't mention this before, if you're not aware, this game is in alpha, so there are bugs and problems, which they are working on it. They have updated it quite a bit. Just today, they actually added bars for windows, so people can't just climb in windows. Before, whenever you made a window, somebody could just climb right in and get into your base, which kind of sucked. So that's really cool that they added bars. But anyway, the first shelter you can make is a pre-built shelter. It's, where's it at? It's wood shelter. It only costs 50 wood. It's pre-made. It's 4 walls, roof, and no floor. You do have to build a door for it. It's pretty much going to be your first shelter probably when you first start playing. I do have another base I'm going to show you guys in just a second. I logged out here just to show you the little pre-made shelter. It's not very big inside. It's big enough for about the stuff I have here, as you can see. Your fireplace, a workbench, a furnace. You could probably fit a couple more chests in here, and a sleeping bag. Which is all good, but as you start getting more resources, you're going to want to start building your own house. Now, since this is an extreme survival type game, you do have to be mindful of other people. Kind of be skittish around other people. They might kill you and take all your shit, which sucks, but it's kind of part of the game, and it makes the game really fun to play. If you're the type of person that doesn't like being killed and having to start over or re-get your stuff, you might not want to play this game, or you might want to join a server that doesn't have P versus P. But since this game is kind of built around P versus P and survival, I recommend at least checking it out and see if you enjoy it or not. Now this area that I'm going to, this is a house that I just started building before I started this video. This area is actually called Resource Valley. It's filled with resources. It probably has the most resources anywhere on the map, and they respawn really quickly. I had actually cleared all these resources that you can see here before I did the video, and they're already back. When mining, you can build the pickaxe here, the hatchet. You can pick up a pickaxe from different places. You cannot craft it unless you have the blueprints. The pickaxe is actually currently the best tool to use to mine. As you can see, you can get 20 wood per swing, which is really great. You don't want to actually mine trees. They only give 1 to 2 wood, so it's pretty much useless to mine trees. I don't recommend wasting your time doing that. You're going to want to find the little wood piles, and the rocks also. You're going to need to mine rocks for resources as well. I'm going to pull out my gun here, my bow and arrow, that you can craft yourself. And oh crap, now there is no crosshair, so you kind of have to get used to where you're going to be shooting. Now the wolf is a hostile animal. You want to be careful around them. One little trick though, if you're running backwards or walking backwards, they'll stop before they bite, so they can't really attack you. So if you keep moving, they can't hurt you. Now if you do have a pickaxe, you don't want to use the pickaxe on the animals. It's really inefficient. A hatchet works better, or even the stone. Even the stone hatchet that you can build first works better than the pickaxe does. The sound in here, it's really brutal. Sounds like you're beating a piece of meat or something. Now since this is an alpha game, whenever you kill stuff and mine their resources, you get raw chicken breast from all the animals. It's just a placeholder currently, so this will change in the future. They want to spend more time on working on other things in the game. There is deer. They will run away from you, and you cannot run up to them and hit them. But the boars, before you get your little bow, you can actually... They're slow enough so that you can actually run up to them, run with them, and kill them. And the boars are really easy to kill. Unlike real life, the boar will not attack you. It's probably the easiest thing to get food for. As you can see in the bottom right hand corner, you actually need to eat to survive. When you're swinging your pickaxe, you actually burn calories, which burns food. So you're going to need food, and you do not want to eat the chicken raw. It will make you sick and throw up. But anyway, here's my little house I just started working on, like I said before I did the video. If you're wondering why there's pillars here, it prevents people from placing stairs. And my inventory's full. Let's go in here for a second. Anyway, it prevents people from actually placing stairs next to your house so they can climb up on top and get in easily. It's a really good way to prevent or make it harder for people to get into your house. They can still get into your house. As you play, you're going to start getting better resources, and you can build metal doors. Metal doors cannot be removed by a pickaxe. It doesn't do any damage to it. You're going to need C4, which I have one right here, to blow it up. I think it takes 2 or 3 C4 to blow up the metal door. So it's kind of hard to actually blow up, but it is still possible. The wood walls and wood windows are actually able to be blown up as well. Foundations, pillars, and wood ceilings cannot be destroyed at all, so you don't have to worry about that being blown up. When you're building a house, you really want to put as much doors as possible within it, so that somebody trying to break in will have to use a lot of C4 to actually get to your main stuff. Now this isn't actually my main house. I'm I'm not going to show that because since I'm going to be giving out the IP for this server, I don't want to get raided by some asshole that just wants to steal my shit because he knows the location of my house. So if you do see this and you're like, oh, I'm going to raid him, there's no resources in here, guys, or nothing of importance, so don't even bother wasting your C4. But as you can see, I have doorways on almost every freaking section, so you're going to need a shitload of C4 to get into here. Now, like I said, I did just start building this, and I stopped so that I can show you building a little bit. We're going to start with some pillars here. You need pillars in order to place walls, ceilings, doorways, and stairs. So you want to place them on the edges like this. Now I can place walls in between here. Right-clicking rotates the object. So, I mean, you can't place it that way, obviously, so you're going to want to right-click. I'm going to leave that one open for now. I'm going to do it for a window, which I guess I could show you the crafting menu. The crafting menu is really simple. You start out with a bunch of different stuff that you can craft, and as you play, you actually find blueprints so that you can craft new things. We're going to go ahead and go to window. It tells you what you need right here. You need 4 planks, which you make from wood, which I currently have enough, so I'm going to go ahead and make it. Now you can still walk around while you're crafting, which is really cool, but you walk really slowly, so you want to be mindful of where you craft. You might end up getting killed. But right now this server is very low population because it was just created. It's one of the reasons I did this video. I'm trying to help the admin get some people to come to the server and get the population up a little bit. So guys, again, if you are looking for a really good server with a really good admin, he's run several different servers for several different games, go ahead and join this one. I really would enjoy playing with some of my subscribers. It'd be really fun. Now that we got the window, we're going to go ahead and place it down in my little bar and place it down. With the update, I think it was today actually, he added metal bars to the windows. I said something about it earlier, I think. It prevents people from getting in. Before, people could just build stairs up and just climb right into your house, which kind of sucked, and it made the windows pretty much pointless. But now they're not, so you don't have to worry about that. When you're walking around in your house, you really want to get used to closing your doors as soon as you go through them. That way you don't forget it. It will become just a habit to always close your door. You never want to leave your door open because anybody that runs by can run straight in and get all your crap. And it's not really a troll thing to do. I know some people are, well, that's kind of screwed up, but it's kind of the point of the game. If you leave your door open and you were in a real life survival situation, you're gonna get your shit jacked. So always be mindful of your doors being closed. Now I'm going to show you how to craft food really quickly here. I know that some people when they first start out, they're not sure how to do this, and it's something that is very essential. You can craft a fire. I know it's kind of weird to have one indoors, but you don't want somebody stealing your crap. It says use. When you press use, it just turns it on and off. And you're like, well, how do I craft food? You actually have to hold down the use button and it'll open up this little menu. You can extinguish your fire and you can open it up. You place chicken, which is currently the only food item that you get from animals, down there, and you need to place your wood in here. It says cook. Once your food is cooked, I'm going to do this real quick. You can right click and split. You really want to split up your stuff that you're cooking or smelting into multiple rolls. That way it cooks it faster. That way it's just a little more efficient for you. Now go ahead and use this. Now it'll start cooking it. Whoops. It'll start cooking it. It takes a little bit. I'm not sure the exact time. It doesn't take too long. But you really want to make sure that you have enough food so that you don't starve to death. Another thing is the furnace. Once you start getting metal ore and sulfur ore, you're going to need to smelt this down into a usable resource. You do this with the furnace. You just hold down. Actually, you can just press the use key on here, which is default E. And you can put the stuff in here. Now this also requires wood to work. One little quick tip, like I said on the wood on the fireplace there, you want to split your resources up and take up as many spots as possible so that you're smelting as much as possible at one time, just to be more efficient. In the furnace you can actually take up 5 different spaces with your unrefined ores, and you need to leave 4 of them open because you need 1 for wood and the 3 materials that you'll be getting, which is coal, charcoal that you get from wood, sulfur you get from the sulfur ore of course, and the metal fragments you get from metal ore. So you need to leave at least 3 open so that you can still get your resources. And of course you just hit use and it'll start using it. Once you craft a gun, you do have to craft ammo, so you want to be mindful of how much ammo you waste, and you don't really want to be just shooting at animals with your gun. You don't want to waste your weapons, waste your ammo. Also, whenever you shoot, other people can hear your gun so they know you're nearby. So that brings the possibility of them finding you and killing you and taking your weapons, and you don't want that to happen. Something I didn't mention, this game, it's fun by yourself, but if you have friends playing it, it becomes really fun to have multiple friends with you to go do on raids and stuff like that, and just hunting and building. It's a lot funner with people. So if you have friends that are on the fence about buying this game, go ahead and talk them into it because it's really fun, and the game's a lot better with multiple people. Now, I normally won't shoot people if I see them running around, just because I'm a live and let live kind of person. Now, if they shoot at me, of course, I'm going to try to kill them. I'm not just going to run and hide. I'm going to try to kill their asses for trying to kill me. If I wanted to do a raid on somebody, I would ask them if, they wanted to have a war first, or maybe if they attack me, I might go find their house and actually raid them. But I'm not just going to raid somebody for no reason. Resources are not hard to get. To me, it's kind of an asshole thing to do, especially to newer players that don't really have a way to protect themselves. Alright, so we're coming across some structures that are in the map already. You can't actually make these structures. Now, these structures are usually radioactive, and you start getting rads, which you can see in the bottom right corner. Once you get over 400 rads, you start getting hurt. Now, a lot of the times there's zombies in here, so you want to be careful. But the point of these is to find chests, and they actually usually have blueprints or ammo or just a bunch of different random stuff in them. Just some gunpowder there. Now, these chests do respawn, so you want to, once you find a place, you want to check back with them every once in a while, just to make sure, just to get some extra ammo and blueprints and stuff like that. Alright, so here's the zombies right here. You want to watch out for these bad boys because they can kill you very quickly if you don't have a weapon. When you kill them, they do drop stuff, which here's some tuna. It's another food source that you can only get by either in chests or zombies. So it's always good to kill these zombies because you can get stuff just like the chest. You want to kill those too. But you do want to watch out because, like I said before, you don't really want to be shooting because then people know where you're at, but it also gives you blueprints and stuff like that, so it's kind of a catch-22. Oh shit. Now I am bleeding. You can bleed out. You're going to want to, you want to keep bandages on you and health kits if you can find them or craft them. When you talk in game, it works in an area way. The louder you talk, the further your voice carries, kind of like in real life. You can't talk globally across the server unless you type. So it's pretty cool, so you can talk to your friends and maybe somebody else is close, they'll hear you talking. It's really neat. It really makes it a little more realistic. The research kit allows you to drag over another object and it'll give you the blueprint for it so that you can build it again. They're not unlimited, and it says it requires 1 paper, but I think the recent update it no longer does require a paper, which I have plenty of paper, so I'm not worried about that. I don't have the weapon that I want to research, so I'm gonna save it, but you just drag and drop it over something and you'll be able to build it in your craft menu, which is really freaking cool. Let's go ahead and study this. Now, blueprints, you right click and you study, and now it'll be in my crafting menus. You can also find, I actually left them at my base, I'm not sure why. There is radiation pills, I think they're called, Not sure the name, but it gets rid of your radiation poisoning a lot quicker. It's like removes 200 at one time. You can also find those in chests or on zombies. Another way to remove radiation is to eat food. Whenever you look at your food, it tells you minus 20 rads. Different food does different things. Let's look at the tuna here. It's minus 25. But the calories, like I mentioned it earlier, whenever you swing your axe, you actually burn calories, so you're burning food, which is really cool because in real life, whenever you do a lot of work, you get hungry. I'm really hoping that this game does get Oculus Rift support. I did mention at the beginning of the video that I tried getting Oculus Rift to work with this, but I was unable to. Oh, I'm just going to stop right here real quick because there is somebody's house right there. I don't want to get murdered. But anyway, the Oculus Rift, this game was made in Unity, so there is a plug-in to just plug it right in to work with Oculus Rift. So hopefully in the future, the Oculus Rift is supported for this because it would be extremely immersive with the Rift. If you don't know what the Oculus Rift is, check out some of my other videos. That's what I predominantly do reviews on, is Oculus Rift games. So go ahead and check that out and you can see what that is. It is a virtual reality headset that's coming out sometime this year. I've been running for about 15 minutes and I'm really far away from my house and my dumbass forgot to bring torches. So I'm out in the middle of nowhere next to a fire I just placed, hoping that no zombies come around and kill me, which I do have a weapon, so I shouldn't die, but I guess I will show you guys how dark it gets without any light source. As you can see, it's becoming morning now, but it's pretty damn dark in the video. It's going to be a little bit darker than it is, but I can't see anything but the trees. The ground is really hard to see. If someone was running around out there, there would be no way I could actually see them. So you really don't want to be running around at night, especially when you first start off and don't have very many weapons to protect yourself. Also, I would show you the torch, but I don't have one. If somebody has a torch, you can see them from pretty far away. You can see their little lights, so you know where they're at. So if you're trying to be stealthy, don't run around with a torch. As you can see my campfire here. I'll try to stay on top of this mountain. It is becoming daylight, but you can see a fire pretty far away. So if you're out in the middle of nowhere, if you have your fire on while you're in your house, other people can spot your house very easily. So if you're on a really populated server, you might not want to have your fire going at night. They could possibly find your house and break in and kill you and steal all your stuff. Alright guys, one thing I forgot to mention before the video ends here. Firstly, when the sun starts to come up, everything starts to get this red tint to it. You can see it a lot on the smoke here. The sun, see, here comes the sun right now. It's coming up over the mountains over there. Everything gets this red tint because the sun's coming up and it's beginning to be daylight. And you'll start to be a little bit safer here. But before that happens, you can actually craft clothing, which is armor and allows protection. This right here shows your overall protection. You can start out by crafting cloth helmets, vests, pants, and boots. The rad suit that I have here, the pants and boots, I actually found in a chest, which is really cool. They help against radiation for mining or for looting those towns that have a lot of chests in them. Really help you against the radiation. Each thing shows you the bullets, melee, and explosion, and cold. Cold is not something you actually have to worry about currently, I don't think. I don't think it matters if you're cold or comfortable. As you can see, right here it says I'm comfort because I'm next to the fire. I don't think it has any effect over the game. But anyway, guys, I really recommend this game to anyone that loves survival type games or likes a game with a challenge. If you're on the fence about buying it, it's only $20. It is currently an alpha, so everything is subject to change. But for an alpha game, there's a lot of stuff already to do. And like I said, playing with friends, you're going to have a lot more fun. Going on raids, you're just building and hunting and doing everything that the game is about is a lot better with friends. So go ahead and talk your friends into buying it as well if you plan on buying it. Alright, I'm going to say this one more time, guys. If you're looking for a server to join, I'll be leaving the IP in the description for you guys. If you want to come play with me, that's cool. go ahead and join up. The admin is actually looking to start a really good community around this server. So anybody that's watching this, please feel free to join and come play with us. Anyway, as always, if you like this video and would like to see more videos, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. If you have any comments, questions, or requests, please post them below. If you have any tips, tricks, or anything else related to Rust, also post that below. It would be really appreciated. I am still relatively new to the game. And thanks for watching, guys.